If you've ever spent all weekend brushing furniture only to end up with streaks and texture and sore arms, I've been there too. Years ago, that was me, spending hours trying to make my paint look smooth, and it still looked kind of awful. Then I tried spraying, and everything changed for my makeovers. It was faster, smoother, and honestly, it made my pieces look professional overnight. In this video, I'm showing you how I paint furniture fast, without brush marks, and how spraying completely transformed this black dresser. Here's the thing, most beginners think brushing is the only way because spraying sounds complicated and expensive, but it's not. If you've ever fought brush strokes or uneven paint, spraying is your best friend. It's faster, it gives a factory smooth finish, and it saves hours of work. And no, you don't need a $1,000 setup. The sprayer I used on this dresser was 50 bucks, and it performs just as well as my professional setup. I want to show you why it works, how easy it actually is, and how this one change can take your furniture from homemade to high-end in one afternoon. When I first started painting furniture over 10 years ago, I had no clue what I was doing. I remember brushing paint on this tiny dresser in my apartment, trying to make it smooth, and the brush marks just were so bad. Drips on the edges, and I spent hours trying to make sure the drips and the runs wouldn't show up, and it was so frustrating. I didn't have any fancy tools, but the day I tried a sprayer, it blew my mind. The coverage was perfect, no streaks, and it looked like a completely different piece. That same feeling comes rushing back every time I paint more furniture. For this makeover, my goal was to finish fast, but still make it look like a high-end piece. I used a paint designed for great adhesion, so I didn't have to spend hours sanding and priming and sanding the primer smooth again. I wanted something smooth, sleek, and durable, and I wanted it done over the weekend, not stretched out for days, getting in the way of other plans. So I grabbed my budget sprayer, filtered the paint, and started spraying. The first coat went on fast, like 10 minutes for this entire dresser. It never disappoints to be satisfying watching furniture transform right in front of me. But I'll be honest, right after that first coat, I panicked. The texture looked rough. I thought maybe I had ruined the whole thing. I was going to have to sand it all back down and try again. But here's the magic part. This paint leveled out on its own. Within a few minutes, that texture started to melt away, and by the time it dried, it was smooth and beautiful. It's that moment where you realize spraying isn't just faster, it looks so good too. The paint settles evenly, and because you're not brushing it around, there's no streaks or heavy edges that just don't look good. You get full coverage with very little effort, and the finish looks professional without hours of brushing, trying to stop drips and runs from forming. Each coat took only a few minutes to spray, then I let it dry, did whatever I needed to or wanted to while it dried, and then came back and added the second coat just as fast. I wasn't sitting there brushing for hours while my back hurt and my wrist was tired. I literally sprayed, walked away, and let the paint do its thing. That is the beauty of spraying. It is the closest you'll get to an instant transformation when painting furniture. By the end, this dresser looked like it came straight from a store. It's smooth, it's even, and it's durable. The paint leveled out perfectly. The surface looked flawless. There's no streaks, no textures. It is just a rich, even finish. When I put the drawers in and the hardware back on, it honestly didn't even look like the same piece. That's when I always think back to how many projects I used to spend entire weekends or weeks brushing the paint on, only to wish they looked this good. Spraying makes a huge difference, especially if you're busy or just starting out and want that pro finish without the stress. If you've been nervous to try spraying, I totally get it. I was terrified the first time too. I thought I'd make a huge mess or get overspray on everything. But once you learn the simple things like setting it up, thinning the paint when needed, and how to control the sprayer, it's honestly one of the easiest and most rewarding ways to paint furniture. Spraying saves time, it saves energy, and gives you the results that look like you spent days working on it or even bought it instead of doing it yourself. Even if you finished it in one afternoon, it is the best way to fall in love with painting furniture again. If you want to try spraying but don't know where to start, I put together a free sprayer cheat sheet that walks you through the exact setup I use, how to avoid overspray, and how to get a smooth finish every time. And if you're ready to really master spraying, my mini course, Spray Like a Pro, will save you hours of trial and error. It's everything I wish I knew when I started, and it will give you the confidence to spray any piece like a pro. You can find both linked below in the description. You've seen how fast spraying can transform a project. Now let's take it further. In the next video, I'm taking you through the full dresser transformation from dated to designer, so you can see every step that brought this piece to life. It is the ultimate weekend makeover, and I can't wait to show you how it all came together. I'll see you there.